web page, right? This is my web page, and there is one button is there. So what is that button is? Background button is there. Suppose if I click on this background, I want to change the background of which one? Web page. So when I click on this, to be performed or not? Yes. But how I can do this action? By writing some code in which one? JavaScript. Not only that, suppose there is a form. Which form is there? Some login is there. Login. This is one form where you enter username and you enter which one? Password. You enter username and password. And after giving you this username and password, you just click on which one? Sign in. But suppose I don't enter username, I don't enter which one? Password. If I just click on sign in, then immediately you'll get a message. Username should be entered and password should be entered. Then you enter username and what? Password. Assume that you enter username. You enter username as 123. Is it username should be 123? Is it username can have 123? Yes or no? No, username should not have 1, 2, 3. Username is a combination of alphabets and what? Digits. Username is a combination of alphabets and what? Digits, right? If you enter 1, 2, 3. Now, before sending this data to the server, I want to verify, is it this input data is a valid or invalid? I want to verify this input data is valid or invalid. Then I should read the data from this form. I should read this data from the form. Then I need to check the condition. I need to check the condition, or I need to verify the pattern. If the pattern match, then it allows to what? And submit the data. If the pattern doesn't match, then what you do? You handle by saying input username is not valid. You have to input username with alphabets and what? Digits. Right? Then how you are doing this validation? How you are doing this validation? How you are reading this form data and performing some operation? For that, you need to write some code. You should write some program at which side? Client side. Now for that, you are using which one? JavaScript. So it turns a static HTML web page into an interactive web page by dynamically updating what? Content. So validating, now just now I said, validating which data? Form data, and controlling multimedia and animated images. All this you are doing with the help of which one? JavaScript. It means you are making your web page. You are making your web page as which one? Dynamic. You are making your web page as what? Dynamic. Dynamic means static means which changes. Dynamic means you can change after rendering or after execution. If you want to change it, you want to change. For example, you don't like the background color of your web page. I want to change it. Then how can I change that dynamically? At the time of designing, the web page background is one. After designing, I want to change it. Okay, each customer might display the background with a different. Then how can I change it? That is changing dynamically or not? Yes. How can I do that? By writing some code. By writing some code. How can I write the code within the web page? By using which one here? JavaScript. JavaScript. Generally, see, a lot of things you can do it with the help of JavaScript. Lot of things you can do it by using JavaScript. Using JavaScript, you can control which operations here? Browser operations. You can control which operations here? Browser operations. You can control which operations here? Web page operation. Web page. Web page. Web page is called as one. Or web page is called as one document. Web page is called as one document. Web page is called as one document. And within the document, you'll have so many elements. Within the document, you'll have so many elements. So whenever your document is executed within the browser, your browser will create hierarchy of objects, and that you call it as which one? DOM. That is called as which one? DOM. DOM stands for document object model. What is document object model? Is a group, is a hierarchy of objects exist within what? Web page. Is a hierarchy of objects exist within the web page. Each element, for example, you are writing body. Body is treated as one object. Head is one object. Okay, list is treated as one object. Table is treated as one object. All these are which one? Objects. All these objects are organized in the form of hierarchy, and that hierarchy is called as which one? DOM. Okay, using this DOM created by which one? Browser, JavaScript perform certain operations. Suppose you want to add some data inside the list. You want to add some data inside the list. How can I refer the list? I can refer the list by using which hierarchy? DOM. How can I refer? How can I refer the how can I refer the label by using which hierarchy? DOM. So whenever you load the web page, your browser will create. Whenever you load the web page within the browser will create one object. One object. Which object it will create? DOM, which is called as document object model. Is nothing but a hierarchy of HTML elements. Hierarchy of HTML elements, and each HTML element is called as which one? Object. And these objects are used by which one? JavaScript to perform the operations during runtime. These objects are used by JavaScript to perform the operations during runtime. Not only that, it is not only control the web page, it is also control which one? Browser. Browser. Now there is one more hierarchy of objects, which is called as which one? BOM. DOM is there and BOM is there. BOM is nothing but browser object model. BOM is nothing but browser object model. DOM is nothing but document object model. Document object model is nothing but is a hierarchy of HTML elements. Exist within what? Exist within what? Web page. Your web page is treated as what? Document. And each element which is there in your web page is called as which one? Object. And all these objects are organized in the form of hierarchy. And that you call it as which one? DOM. And browser is there. For example, if you are working with certain websites, what will happen? Suppose if you are working with the websites like banking websites, what will happen once you log in? Which button is disabled? Back button is what? Disable. Back button of your browser is what? Disable. How can I disable back button? How can I disable back button? Is it in HTML? Is it anything is there to interact with the browser? Using HTML, can you interact with the browser? No. Using HTML, you can just design the web page. Using HTML, you can just design the web page. Using HTML, can you interact with the browser? No. Using HTML, can you perform any operations related with the browser? No, you cannot do that. Then how can I interact with the browser? Then I required one language or not? Yes. What is that language I'm using? JavaScript. Sometimes it will ask enable or disable what? Cookies. How can I enable? How can I manage the cookies? Then for that, I need to interact with what? Browser. How can I interact with the browser? By using what? JavaScript. How can I interact with the web page? By using what? JavaScript. So using JavaScript, you can manage which objects? Browser objects. Using JavaScript, you can manage which objects? Web page objects dynamically. Yes. So there are a lot of things which you can do it by using which one? JavaScript. So it turns the static HTML web page into what? Interactive web page by dynamically updating what? Content. Best example is dynamic, right? Suppose online IPL score. IPL score will be updated. How it is updated? Ball by ball or what? Ball by ball. Is it updated scoreboard or not? Yes. Yes or no? But is it static or dynamic? That content is a static or dynamic? Dynamic. That content is not static. That content is which one? Dynamic. So dynamic means every time you are loading the data and you are updating the page. loading the data and updating the page. So generally that is done by using Ajax. Ajax, that is asynchronous JavaScript and XML or JSON. You use it for updating dynamically, but that is called as dynamically updating which one? Content. Content of the page you are updating how? Dynamically. For example, if you take Naresh Shetty website only, you find course schedule or not? Yes. That course schedule is updated how? Fixed or dynamic? Dynamic. Is it that course schedule content will be changed or not? Yes. Whenever new batch starts, one batch is added or not? Yes. But for that you are writing anything at the server side? No. You are not writing anything at the server side. Okay, they just create one file. Which file? Batches file. And they load that batches file dynamically and change the content of what? Page. But that is done by using only one click. So who will do that? Only admin people can do that, because we don't have any admin panel. We have only user panel, but not admin panel. So what admin people will do? They load the new batches file and they update which one? Content of the page. But are you creating new page every time whenever new batch is added? No. Page is the same, but content is changing. But how you change the content? Dynamically. But how you are updating the content of the page dynamically? Again, you take the help of which one? JavaScript. JavaScript, right? So JavaScript is the third most important web technology after HTML and what? CSS. JavaScript technologies are there. JavaScript technologies are what? Tell me here. JavaScript technologies. Tell me JavaScript technologies. What happened? JavaScript technologies. What is this? Angular what? JS. What is Angular JS? Angular JavaScript is a which framework? JavaScript. JavaScript what? Framework. Next is what? Node.js. This is also which framework? JavaScript. JavaScript what? Framework. JavaScript technologies. Angular JS, Node.js. What is this? React. React what? JS. This is also JavaScript. JavaScript what? Framework. What is framework? What is framework? Collection of Java. पूरा बोलो यार, आधा बोले तो आधा जवाब देते क्या? पूरा बोलना यार. What is framework? अंदर अंदर नहीं करे, अंदर अंदर करे तो कैसे होता यार? What is framework? Framework is there, no? What is framework? What is a framework? Framework, see the name itself, right? Framework. What framework consists of? Is a collection of which one? Libraries. Framework provide what? Libraries. Means generally you will say framework provide which environment? Development environment. One more is which one? Execution environment. So development. So it will provide development environment, and it also provide which environment? Execution. Okay, execution environment. Development and execution. So to develop any project, what you required? To develop any project, what you required? To develop any project, what you required? What you required here? Libraries. What you required? Libraries. Is it language is only enough for developing any project? No. Language is not enough for developing what? Project. A language required what? Libraries. For example, you are Java, right? Java. I want my Java program should communicate with what? Database. Then I'll use one library called what? JDBC. Yes or no? I want to develop a web application. I want to develop one program at which side? Server side. Then I use one library called which one? Servlet. So these libraries are called which one? APIs. What is API? Application Programming Interface, which is used for developing applications and which is used for executing developed applications. It is used for both the things, for developing applications and executing developed applications. Both are done by using which one? API. So APIs are used by two people. One is developer and one more is executor. Okay, but anyway, you'll be learning this now. Maybe once you go for which one? Frameworks. Okay, like now it is not only provide development environment, it is also provide which one? Execution environment. See, it is not only providing libraries, it is also provide how to develop. How to develop. How to develop means it will also provide which one? Structure. It is also provide which one? Structure of developing web application. So it will force you to develop like this. Okay, it is nothing but a structure, or it will provide one design. So by using that design, you try to develop what? Application. Suppose Spring is there. Using Spring Boot, you want to develop web application, then you are using one architecture called which one? MVC, which is called as Model View and Controller. Is it providing one architectural pattern or not? Yes. So here also same thing. Now framework provide libraries and it also provide one designing pattern. Now you want to develop application, then use this design pattern and develop it. After developing, then who will execute? For executing that for executing that application, you require again one more environment or not? Yes. Even that is also provided by which one? Framework. So framework is providing two things, right? One is development as well as what? Execution. Who execute the servlet? Servlet container. Who develop the servlets? Servlet developer. Who execute the servlet? Servlet container. Who execute the Spring application? Spring container. So it is providing both the environments. One is development environment and one more is what? Execution environment. It is not only telling how to develop, it is not only telling how to develop, it is also provide a structure how to develop and then how to execute that developed application. Now that is what you call it as framework. So there are different frameworks are there, like AngularJS, Node.js, and one more is what? React.js. What all these are? Flavors. Flavors of which one? JavaScript. Flavors of JavaScript, right? Okay, within this you have a flavor of which one? JavaScript, because JavaScript is an open source. JavaScript is an open source technology, or JavaScript is a open source language. JavaScript is an open source. It's an open source. What is this here? Language. Okay, it is an open source language or scripting language or programming language. Open source. Open source means the source code of JavaScript is given to the public. What public can do? Public can develop some new JavaScript technologies or not? Yes, they develop some new JavaScript technologies like which one? Angular. What they developed? Node. What they developed? React. All these are developed because JavaScript is what here? Open source. Source means what? What is the source? Source, right? Source code. You'll say no, source code. What is source here? Tell me here, what is the source? Where we store the data. Okay. Yes, code of the program. Code of the program is called source code. Source code. For example, a person is there. A person want to develop a game. Okay, now a person want to develop one game. What is that game? Chess game, right? What is this chess.java? Okay, now this is which program? Java program. Who understand Java program? Who understand the Java program? Java programmer. Who understand the Java program? Java programmer understand Java program. Telugu person understand Telugu. Hindi person understand Hindi. Java program understand by Java programmer. Yes or no? Okay. So the program what you write, Java is which language? High level, low level, high level. So the program what you write in high level is called which program? Source program. This is called as which code? Source code. Who understands source code? Programmer. Who understands the source code? Programmer. Arey, kya hai? How you become developers? Huh? Who understand the source code? Programmer understand. Java programmer understand Java source code. C programmer understand C source code. Okay na? Yes. But computer understand binary. Okay na? Yes. Then you develop this. Then after developing this, then what do you do it? After developing this, what do you do it? You compile, right? When you compile your Java program, your Java compiler is generating which code? Some byte code, right? It's generating byte code. What is this byte code? Chess dot some class. Okay, now this chess dot class. This is a class, right? And execute this chess dot class is executed by one environment. Which one? JVM, which is called as Java Virtual Machine. Okay, now yes. Okay, fine. Now you want to sell the game. You want to sell it. You want to sell your game. Which one will you sell? Dot Java na dot class or dot class, right? You give dot class. So there is one person who want to purchase your game. Okay, now there is one person who want to purchase your game. This is one person who want to purchase your game. Then which one will you give? Dot Java na dot class or dot class, because this person job is only executing or not. Yes. Okay, this person is just to play the game. The role of this person is playing the game or modifying the game. Playing the game. Then you will sell which class, which code, byte code or source code? Byte code. But what will happen if you give the source code? Suppose if we give the source code as well as byte code, what will happen? This person already know which language? Java. Then what he can do? He can modify this code or not? Yes. He can modify this code and develop what? New chess games. He can develop new chess games. When if the source code is open. Source code is open to the public, then public what they can do? They can modify and develop some new technologies. They can modify and develop new technologies. Okay, in the same way, JavaScript is also what now? Open source. When I'm saying JavaScript is an open source, the source of this JavaScript is modified and extended and developed. So many JavaScript flavors or technologies or not. Yes. What is it? Angular JS, Node JS, and React JS. What all these are? JavaScript frameworks. Some people say that these are JavaScript what? Libraries. Okay, JavaScript frameworks or JavaScript libraries, customized, right? Yes. So JavaScript is the third most web technology after HTML and CSS, and JavaScript can be used to create web and mobile applications and build web servers and create games. And JavaScript is an open source language. Because of open source language, you find different flavors of which one? JavaScript. Okay, now different flavors of JavaScript. JavaScript, Angular JS is a flavor of JavaScript. Node.js is a flavor of JavaScript. React JS is a flavor of JavaScript. Means these are libraries or not? Yes. Okay, now because all these are developed by using which one? JavaScript. Why you are using a JavaScript? You are using a JavaScript because HTML is used for developing which pages? Static pages. And if you want to make your web pages interactive, or if you want to make your web pages what? Dynamic, or if you want to do some validations, and if you want to control your web page, then write code. Then I'm using which one? JavaScript. Okay. So JavaScript is a here I said it is a programming language, or some people says that JavaScript is a programming language, but some people says that JavaScript is which one? Scripting language, because the name itself, right? Script means a small program. Script is nothing but small program executed inside another program. Okay, script is a small program executed inside another program, and scripts are embedded. Scripts are what? Embedded. Programs are not embedded. You write a program in Java, you execute directly. But you write a script, can you execute directly? No. The script is executed inside another program. Scripts are not executed what? Individually. But programs can be executed what? Individually. But scripts are not executed what? Individually. The scripts are inserted within another program. You are inserting JavaScript inside which program? HTML. And who runs this JavaScript code inside what? Browser. So scripts are embedded and executed within another program. So you may execute, suppose Node is there. You using Node, you can run the script side, which side? Client side as well as what? Server side. Server is what? Program. Client is what? Program. So within client program, you are executing which one? Script. Within the server program, you are executing which one? Script. But you don't run the script directly. It is run inside what? Another program. It required what? External program. External program. So please just try to understand. Okay. What is a script? What is a script? Now the question comes here is, what is a script here? What is a script here? A script is a small program. A script is a small program executed inside what? Another program. A script is a small program executed inside another program. Okay, scripts are what here? Scripts are what here? Embedded within. Scripts are embedded within another program. So here script, but program is not embeddable, right? But script is what here? Embeddable. Means script is embedded within one program. Suppose assume that see here. Just see here. This is your HTML. This is your HTML, right? Your HTML is having lot of elements or not? Yes, lot of elements are there. What is the element here? Okay, assume that there is an element called which one? Division. So there is an element. What is the name of this element? Division. And the ID of this division is some assume that D1. What is the ID of this division? D1. Okay, this is content. Content of this is, I just write hello. I just write here hello. Okay, hello is there. What is the content of this division? Hello. The content of this division is what? Hello. But suppose assume that a basic example I'm telling you. Suppose assume that there is one button I placed here. What is the name of this button? Change it. Okay, once I click on change, I want to change the content of which one? Division. Okay, when I click on change, I should change the content of what? Division. I should change the content of the division. When if I click on what? Change. Means you are updating the content of which one? You are updating the content of which one? Web page. How you are updating the content of the web page? By writing some code or not? Yes. How you are writing that code? By using which one? JavaScript. How you are writing that code? By using which one? JavaScript. Right? Simple example. Okay. Script is a small program. Then how can I read this division? And how can I change the content of this division? For that, I need to write some code or not? Yes. But how you are writing? See, this is HTML. You'll say HTML. This is your web page. HTML and HTML. Okay. Now this is body, and this is what here. So division is there, and what is the idea of this division? Some D1. So I just write here hello. I just write here hello. Hello is the content of this division. Okay, now. So division is begin, and division is what here, and okay, then there is a form. There is one form, right? There is one form, or there is one button. There is one button. What is the name of this button? Input type is what? Button. Input type is a button. It's not a submit button. It is a button. And what is the value of this button? What is the value of this button? Change. So when I click on this, it should change the content of which one? Division. Then I'll try to use one event. What is that event I'm using? On click. On click. What should I do? On click on this button. What should I do? I should change the content of which one? Division. How can I change the content of division? By calling one function. I call one function. What is the name of this function? Function 1. I call one function, and what is the name of this function? Function 1. But where you write this function 1? Where you write this function 1? You may write this function 1 either in header. You may write this function 1 either in what? Body. But how you write the functions? Can you write the functions in HTML? Can you write the functions in HTML? No. Can you write the functions in CSS? No. Can you write the functions in HTML and CSS? No. You cannot write the functions in HTML and what? CSS. Then to write a function, you require one language. You write a functions only in what? Language. That can be either programming language. That can be either what? Scripting language. That can be either programming language or what? Scripting language. Then you write one tag. What is the name of this? Script. So within HTML, you are inserting some code or not? Yes, script. Then here you write one function saying function. What is the name of the function? Function 1. What is the name of this function? Function 1. Within function 1, what should I do? When I click on this button, it's calling which one? Function 1. What should I write in function 1? I should access which element? Division. I should access which one? Division. How can I access it? I said every element is one, or every element is one object. Whenever your HTML page is executed within the browser will create one object model. What is that object model? DOM, which is called as document object model. It's nothing but hierarchy of HTML elements. Hierarchy of HTML elements. Now your JavaScript read a particular element from where? DOM. And then do the changes or not? Yes. So please just to try to understand, if you want to make your web pages more interactive, okay, you created one robo by using HTML and CSS. You created one robo. Now you want your robo should walk, talk. Your robo should walk as well as what? Talk. How can I make my robo interactive? Then I should add some functions or not? Yes. How can I add the functions? By writing some code. By writing some code. But I'm writing that code inside which one? JavaScript. JavaScript. A script is a small program executed inside another program, and scripts are embedded within another program. Now, is it this JavaScript code is embedded within what? Alright, tell me here. JavaScript code is embedded within what? Another program. What is that another program? What is that another program? What is that another program? HTML. Outer program is what? HTML. Inner program is what? JavaScript. JavaScript is embedded within another program. What is it? Another program? HTML. Can you run this script directly? No. You have to embed within another program. And then you run this inside another program. And what is that program? Browser. JavaScript. Yes. Just try to understand here. A script is nothing but a small program executed inside another program. Generally, why use the scripts? Why use the scripts? For example, you are using JavaScript, right? You are using JavaScript to make your page is what? Your web page is what? Interactive. You are making your web page as interactive. For that, you are writing some small program within the HTML. And using JavaScript, you are trying to communicate with which one? Browser. Using JavaScript, you can able to communicate with which one? Server. Okay, now using all these operations, you are writing it. You are doing it by writing some code within what? HTML. You are doing all these operations by writing some code within what? HTML. Okay, now so it means this scripting language is generally used to automate the job of which program? External program. To automate the job of which one? External program. There is already one program is there. You say no, client side scripting and server side. Or you'll say no, client side scripting and one more is what? Server side scripting. JavaScript is a client side or server side? JavaScript is a client side or server side? Client side. JavaScript is a client side. Okay, na? Client side scripting. PHP is what? Server side. PHP is a server side. ASP is what? Server side. JSP is what? Server side. Server. What is server? Program. What is server? Program. Server is a program. Don't say what is server means as a question mark hai to chala jao bolta. Because you are applying as a web developer. Okay, na? So in web development, 2 programs are required, right? How many programs are required in web development? 2 programs. One is client, one is a server. What is a client in web? Browser. What is a client in browser? Web. Browser. Client means my yeah. How you interact? Through what? Browser. Thin client. You call it as thin client. Always you interact. How you interact? You don't interact directly, right? You interact through one program. And that program is what? Browser. In web, which one is a client? Browser. Which one is server? In VS Code, you install one server, right? Which server? Live server. It means you are deploying your application into what? Server. You are installing your application into what? Server. Why you are installing in the server? Why you are installing in the server here? Server will distribute to what? Server will distribute to what? All clients. एक सिस्टम में इंस्टॉल करते हैं क्या? वर्ल्ड वाइड पूरा इंस्टॉल करते नहीं, एक ही सिस्टम में इंस्टॉल करते. कौन से सिस्टम में? सर्वर में. You install within the server. Server will serve your web application resources to how many people? Number of people. You install in the server. Why you install in the server? Because to serve. Server job is what? Serving here. Server job is serving. What is serving? Your web application resources to either one client or more than one client. So don't think that run server, open browser. No. In real time, you install in one server. Which server? Web server, internet server. This is a local server or not? Yes. Live server is what? Local. Suppose you install one server in this system and install your application in that server and connect 2 systems and work. That is real environment. But एक ही system है, server एक ही system है, client भी एक ही system है. Then you don't find. What do you do? Click right mouse button and run in what? Live server. But rather than that, I can open browser and open web page or not? Yes. Is it both are same? Because it is only one system, right? If it is multiple systems which are there in the network, then your web application is installed in one system. That is which system? Server. And from you connect to the server and then you access all the resources. You connect to the server and then access what? All the resources. Okay, that is what you type URL, right? Scripts are embedded within another program. So the scripts cannot be executed what? Individually. It is executed within another program. Embedded means insert. Okay, this code is inserted in another program. Okay, na? What is JavaScript? Tell me here. JavaScript is what? Programming language or scripting language that execute in the browser. Anyway, JavaScript is a client side or server side? Browser means who uses browser? Client to interact with web. Client uses browser to interact with the web. Browser is a program. Yes or no? You can interact with the web in different ways. One is using browser, and other one is without using browser also. You have apps in your mobile or not? Yes. Even your app, suppose Gmail, Google Pay is there. Google Pay is what? App. Which app? Mobile app. Okay, na? That app communicate with what? Web. Internet nahi hai ji. Google Pay work karta hai. Nahi karta na. Means it's connecting to what? Web. It's connecting to what? Web and using some services or not? Yes. Okay, anyway. You are daily paying it, but you don't know. Yes. So static, and one more is which one? Dynamic. Using JavaScript. Now, it turns your static HTML web page into what? Interactive web page by dynamically updating which one? Content. So validating form data, controlling multimedia, and what is that? Animated images. A lot of things you can do it. Don't think that only these things, but so many things you can do it by using which one? JavaScript. Now, JavaScript can be used to create a web and mobile applications. Web and mobile applications and build web servers. Building web servers means customizing the servers of operation. Server operation is nothing but building what? Web server. Suppose Gmail server is there. Gmail server, HDFC Bank server, ICICI Bank server, HDFC server, Gmail server, ICICI Bank server. ICICI Bank server means actually every server is called which server? HTTP server, or it is called as a web server. HTTP server, if the server is providing the services of ICICI Bank, it is called as which server? ICICI Bank server. If the server is providing the services of HDFC Bank, then that you call it as which server? HDFC. But it is which server actually? HTTP server. HTTP server. But you are writing some services at which side? Server side. But you can write that programs at server side even by using what? JavaScript. Because JavaScript is having some frameworks or not? Yes. Which is executed not only at the client side. It can be used to execute at which one? Server side. By installing which one? By installing which one? Node.js. This will work at which side? Server side also. It is also a JavaScript library or JavaScript what? Technology. So the scripting languages are two. One is the client side and one more is which one? Server side. One is types of scripts, right? These are the types of what do you call it as scripts? One is a client side scripting. Client side scripting languages. What you have? JavaScript. What you have here? VB-script. Okay, JavaScript, VB-script. So all this comes under which one? Client side. Okay, then there is a what is this here? Server side scripting languages. Server side. What is this here? PHP. So you have a what is this language? Perl. Perl is correct. Perl is there, and there is a what is this now? Python. Even used at which side? Server side. Okay, these are, I'm talking about which one? Scripting languages, but a programming language can also be used as which one? Scripting language. Now you can use even Java at which side? Server side. Even you can use C#.NET also at which side? Server side. But these are not scripting languages. These are which one? Programming languages. These are not scripting languages and these are programming languages. Okay. So the scripts are two here. One is a client side and one more is which one? Server side. Okay. Now then if you see this, a small history of JavaScript. Now who developed JavaScript? The development of JavaScript is done in 1995 by the person called which one? Brendan. Okay. From where? Netscape. Netscape. What is the first browser? Netscape Navigator is the first browser designed and implemented a new language for non-Java programmers to give newly added JavaScript in Netscape Navigator. It was initially named initially named as what? Mocha, right? Then it is called as which script? LiveScript. Then it is changed to which one? LiveScript. And finally, they have given the name as which one? JavaScript. So nowadays, JavaScript can execute not only on the browser, but also at which side? Server side. And any device with which engine? JavaScript engine. I say no, JavaScript engine. To execute any program, what you required? Runtime environment or not? Yes. If you want to execute the JavaScript code within the browser, if you want to execute a JavaScript within the browser, what you required? JavaScript engine. What you required? A JavaScript engine, which is called as a runtime environment for which code? JavaScript. It means within HTML, you find different engines, right? You find HTML parser. Because who will parse the HTML tags? Who will render HTML tags? Browser. But browser required one parser or not? Yes. What is that parser? HTML parser. In the same way, to execute this JavaScript within the browser, what you required? Environment or not? Yes. What is that environment? JavaScript engine. And almost all the devices can run which one? JavaScript, because you can find the JavaScript engine for different devices. It means if I install the JavaScript engine in the server, can I execute the JavaScript in the server or not? Yes. What is that here? Example is which one? Node.js is a framework based on JavaScript that execute on which one? Server side. If you learn Node.js, you can write the code at which one? Client side as well as what? Server side. Now you have a different JavaScript engines, but when you're talking about JavaScript, this JavaScript is developed in the year 1995. This JavaScript is developed in the year 1995, and it has been standardized. It means when you're talking about any programming language or scripting language, okay, suppose when you're talking about JavaScript, who execute the JavaScript? The JavaScript is executed within the browser. Browser should have which one? JavaScript engine. Browser should have which one? JavaScript engine, right? It means all the browsers should support the same JavaScript code or not? Yes. It means whenever you're talking about the scripting languages, always these scripting languages are developed by following certain rules and regulations. If the scripting language developers doesn't follow the rules and regulations, then each scripting language will have their own rules and regulations. That might be changes from one browser to another. To avoid that, there is one organization which provide one standard. Those who ever want to develop a scripting language follow these rules and regulations. And what is that non-profitable organization name? The name of that is ECA. The name of that is, you call it as ECMA International. This is called as non-profitable organization that creates standards for which one? Technologies. What is ECMA stands for? European country. What is ECMA International stands for? ECMA stands for, Google it here. Mera face nako dekho yaar. Unnecessary things you Google, but not this one. Yes. Is a non-profitable organization that creates what? Standards for technologies. Now ECMA is internationally publishes the specifications for which one? Scripting languages, and that is called as which one? ECMA script. What is ECMA stands for? European Computer Manufacturer Yes or no? So it means this non-profitable organization, what it will define? Some set of rules and regulations. For example, suppose you have a Jio is there. Jio, Airtel, BSNL, और क्या है यार? VI, VI, Vodafone. Okay, okay, VI. So Jio is there. Jio, BSNL, Airtel, Tata. Yeah, all these are Tata is there over Khalas. Okay, then you said VI, right? Okay. So all these are provide SIMs, right? Okay. All these SIM providers, SIMs, they'll manufacture SIMs or not? Yes. How they manufactures? By following some rules and regulations. Who give these rules? Try, right? That is Telephone Authority of India. They says that, okay, now you want to manufacture, then you have to follow these rules and regulations. So these rules and regulations followed by which one? SIM manufacturers. And the same rules are followed by whom? Mobile manufacturers. Because who execute the functions of SIM? Mobile. Okay, who execute the functions of SIM? Mobile. Now this both the people follow the rules and regulations given by whom? Tribe. Here also same thing. Every scripting language they develop by following certain rules and regulations. So those rules and regulations are given by one non-profitable organization. And what is that non-profitable organization? ECMA. And they define one standard. What is that standard name is called? ECMA script. Now using this ECMA script, the people, those who want to develop, see, what is ECMA script? What it defines? Some set of rules and regulations, guidelines, how to develop a scripting language. Now this person is developed by following this particular rules and regulations. Suppose JavaScript follows which standards? ECMA. VB script follows which standards? ECMA. All client-side scripting follows which standards? ECMA. Okay, defined by ECMA International, is a non-profitable organization. So JavaScript was primarily developed to execute on a browser. There are many different browsers from different companies. So there was a need to what? Standardize the execution of which one? JavaScript code. To achieve this, to achieve the same functionality in what? All browsers. It should not change it from one browser to another. Is it Airtel SIM will work with the same type in all mobiles or not? Yes. Will it change from one mobile to another? No. Functionality of SIM will be the same for all the mobiles, right? In the same way, the code should run in the same way in all the browsers or not? Yes. For that, they should follow some rules and regulations. And that rules are given by whom? ECMA. And implemented by whom? Browsers developer. And developed by whom? Developers, right? So there is a JavaScript developers will be there and JavaScript executors will be. Now who execute the JavaScript code? JavaScript engine, right? Okay, JavaScript engine understand which code? JavaScript code. Suppose each browser is having different JavaScript engines, then is it code of JavaScript will be executed in the same or different? Different. Because of that, this ECMA International, they given one standard. Now, those who ever want to develop a JavaScript and JavaScript engines, they have to develop by following these rules and regulations. By following these rules and regulations, and that you call it as which one? ECMA script. What it is? It defines some set of rules and regulations. Means all scripting languages developed by inheriting the properties and properties of which one? ECMA script. So ECMA script specification defined in ECMA 262 for creating general purpose which one? Scripting languages. But there are different editions of what? ECMA script. Means whenever they do changes, they release one new edition, right? Now ECMA script versions have been abbreviated as what? ES1, ES2, ES3, ES5, and ES6. But from 2016 onwards, these names are added with what? Year. They added year. What they added? ECMS script 2016. What it is? What it is here? Addition. ECMS script addition. It means whenever there is a changes in what? Scripting languages. Okay. Who will do the changes in scripting languages? ECMA. Who will do the changes in scripting languages? ECMA. And that is implemented by whom? Scripting language developers. Okay. That is implemented by whom? Scripting language developers. Suppose VB script is there. Is a product of Microsoft. Then whenever there is a new version in ECMA script, they do the changes in which one? VB script. Now JavaScript. Okay, now JavaScript is Netscape initially, right? Now Netscape. Now whenever there is a changes in ECMA script, that changes are done by which people? JavaScript people. For example, initially there is no concept of exception handling. Assume that initially JavaScript doesn't have any concept called exception handling. Assume that they introduce exception handling in ECMA script 2016. Then that is implemented in what? JavaScript. So which is JavaScript you are using? Which version of JavaScript you are using? That is based on which version? Alright, which version of JavaScript you are using? That is based on which version? ECMA version. That is based on which version? ECMA version. Are you using JavaScript version ES1? Are you using a JavaScript version ES2? Are you using a JavaScript version ES3? Are you using a JavaScript version ESME 2020? Now, what is the latest version? 2020. Now, what is the latest version of JavaScript? ECMA 2020, because it implement the changes which are available in which edition? ECMA script 2020. समझ में नहीं आ रहा? Java version, you have a Java versions, right? Java 1.1, 1.0, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, Java 5, 6, 7, 8. Current version is what? 20 or 21? 18? 20. Current version of Java is what? 20. Okay, na? Current version of JavaScript is what? ECMA is implemented using with specifications. JavaScript current version is implemented using with specification? ECMA 2020. So you can say that JavaScript which I am using is ECMA 2020 version, because it implement all the features of which one? ECMA 2020. Because these are the rules, right? These are the rules, and these rules are implemented in JavaScript. Whenever there is a changes in ECMA, that changes are applied to which one? JavaScript. Okay. So ECMA additions are equivalent to which one? JavaScript additions. Okay. Then next is JavaScript engines are there. To execute a JavaScript, what you require? A JavaScript engine. JavaScript engine. What is the job of JavaScript engine? It interprets or compiles and executes JavaScript code. But this JavaScript engine can be installed either at server side or client side. So different browsers uses different JavaScript engines. Now you can see there are different browsers. For example, Edge is there. Edge means Microsoft. What is the name of this? What is the name of this used with Blink and V8 engines? Now this is the name of the JavaScript engine used by which one? Microsoft. And V8 is a JavaScript used by which one? Chrome. Okay, Spider Monkey is a JavaScript engine used by which one? Firefox. Okay, Nitro. This is a JavaScript engine used by which one? Safari. Okay, but the names are different. But is it implementation is the same or different? Same. All these JavaScript engines are developed by following the rules given by, or by using the rules given by whom? ECMA. All these engines are developed by following the rules given by whom? ECMA. Right? What is the current version of JavaScript? ECMA 2020. But I can tell you the changes which are done. ES1 to ES20 1D, right? Okay. So, but initially it is called as ES1, ES2, ES3, ES5 and ES6. But since 2016 version onwards, it has been changed to what year is added with the ECMS script 2016. What is ECMS script? ECMS script is a standard or not? Yes, ECMS script is a standard which define rules and regulations for developing scripting languages. How, suppose abstracts, for example, you want to create a chair. How you create a chair? Okay, I should give some rules and पूरा चेयर से एक ही रहना, एक एक जना एक एक चेयर एक एक जैसे डेवलप करता, okay ना? But I want all the chairs should be same. Then what will I do? I give some rules. This is the height of the chair. This is the width of the chair. This is the number of legs should be there. These are what here? Specifications. I give the specifications. Then what you people will do? Implement and develop all the chairs. All the chairs will be standard or not? Yes. Otherwise, each person will develop by following their own rules and regulations. Okay, na? So here, all the scripting language, now scripting language should be standardized. Otherwise, the output of this will not be the same from one browser to another. Getting on it, because browser people develop the engines, right? So then it will not be executed in the same way in each browser. That's the reason they standardize this. Okay, but that standard, you call it as which one? ECMS script. And that is implemented and developed different scripting languages as well as scripting engines. But the scripting engines will have the same rules and regulations. Okay. So then these are basics, right? So what is a JavaScript and simple history of which one? JavaScript and versions of JavaScript and different JavaScript engines used by different browsers. Then how to write this JavaScript? For writing JavaScript and executing JavaScript code, is it required to install anything? For writing HTML, you require to install anything? No. You can write HTML in text notepad and execute in what? Browser. Okay, now CSS embedded within HTML, right? Execute in the browser. Okay. JavaScript embedded within HTML and execute in what? Browser. Is it required any software? No. You don't require any software because browser comes with the which engine? JavaScript engine. Browser comes with a JavaScript engine. You don't require to install anything until unless you don't execute your JavaScript at which side? Server side. Until unless you don't execute your JavaScript at which side? Server side. You don't require to install anything. Okay, na? Yes. Then where to write the JavaScript code? Where to write the JavaScript and how to execute the JavaScript? Generally, I say no, JavaScript is embedded, right? Where you write the JavaScript within what? HTML. You write the JavaScript within the HTML. Where you write it? Where will you write in the header? Will you write in the body now? You can write your JavaScript either in header or you can write in the body. What is the difference between writing the JavaScript code in the header or what is that? Body. Then how to write script inside the HTML. We'll discuss this. Not today, but tomorrow we'll discuss. Right? I think you understood. Okay, na? JavaScript is what? Programming language or scripting language? JavaScript is client side or server side? Both. Both you should say. It is client side as well as server side. How can you execute JavaScript at server side? By installing which engine? JavaScript engine at which side? Server side. Which one you'll use? Node.js, which is to execute JavaScript at which side? Server side. It is more than a what do you call it as scripting language. Because of that, you are saying it as which language? Programming language. So there is a lot of demand for JavaScript. Okay, now we'll see in depth about JavaScript, but not today, but tomorrow we'll discuss. Okay, now we'll stop here.